The new Netflix dating show, Dating Around, is so much fun to break down in terms of the mating strategies, the little value indicators. I'm actually going to go into part 2 of the first episode where Netflix has put together 2 people for a first date. And this is real. They just put cameras in the room. And by the way, I am a professional dating coach. This is what I've been doing for years. So you'll get my unique perspective on this. So let's dive right into it. Okay. So we're at dinner. I like this is progressing a little bit. What a gentleman. Now, this is super important. Personally, I was raised with chivalry. I think it's very important for a man to be chivalrous, to hold a seat out for a woman on a date, to open the door. Obviously, between different cultures and countries, it's different. In the United States, it just shows care and concern. I think it's a wonderful thing. Luke is crushing it, by the way. He looks great. This is like the best promotion for Luke.
Jacket's coming off.
Okay, so notice how Luke made kind of a sexual joke there.
Jacket's coming off.
When a guy makes it, it almost just sounds really soft. I think that's really interesting because if she would have made that joke, like, ooh, the jacket's coming off, it would just be a little bit too much. So I would be careful about being overly comfortable joking about sexual things. I mean, the guy is going to push it naturally for the most part.
Jacket's coming off.
Yeah, that sounds hot.
That is super weird.
Yeah.
If you don't know what to say, I would just kind of laugh, you know? It's okay. Or if you feel like it's too much, you can go the opposite way, right? So if he's taking off his jacket and if you like him, that's hot, you tell him, oh, you say, hey, that's really hot.
That sounds hot.
If you really don't want him to keep escalating, you go the opposite end. And you can even say, oh, you can keep it on. Just let him know, like, hey, I'm not falling for that.
Hello.
He's meeting more women?
I'm so late. I'm Ashley. Nice to meet
I'm
you.
Luke.
So I guess the whole first part of the episode was meeting a bunch of different women. This guy is crushing it. When you enter a room, people should stand up. This is just a nice thing in general. If you're over somewhere and people are coming, it's nice to stand up for them and to acknowledge they're there and to seem like you're excited, right? If your favorite person in the world, it's like, why do people love animals and dogs? Because they're just so excited. I was driving the other day and I was at a stoplight. I just saw this dog, this little fluffy dog that couldn't have been more excited to see these 2 strangers. And his little fluffy dog was just like jumping on them and just filled with such love and excitement for these 2 strangers, just to give the dog a tiny little bit of attention. That's why we love, many people love dogs. So if you can have a little bit, just a little bit of that energy when, someone walks in a room like that, it's so meaningful. It's a nice thing to feel when people are excited that you're there.
How
Nice
are
to meet you. Good.
Thank you. Oh my God, traffic was so crazy.
Yeah, right?
So crazy.
This is like a great way to just kind of get comfortable. You just start talking about something very situational and relatable, something light. She transitioned right into, well, I am a little late. I'll acknowledge that. Traffic was crazy.
So crazy.
I don't know if I fully buy that. I thought this was like a reality show. Does she just have to show up and they've got her mic'd up already? I don't know.
So the first thing we're gonna do is get shots.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
We're gonna get
All right.
shots.
Okay. This is kind of key. Normally, I would say that is a bad idea. But let's just think about it for a second. I think Ashley realizes that, hey, Luke, you and I are surrounded by like 20 crew and a bunch of cameras right now, and this is really stressful. So before we do that, why don't we get shots? Now, that is a huge red flag if a guy wants to start getting shots under normal circumstances, but this is a totally abnormal circumstance. And for like a young woman in what appears to be her early 20s, asking for a shot for dealing with this kind of a stressful situation is totally normal. I think Luke gets it, and you can tell by his reaction that he's like, okay, that makes sense. I don't think she's saying it because she loves the taste of shots, right? It's just like a stressful situation. As with everything is contextual. By the way, I thought this girl's entrance was great.
Tell me everything.
You want to know everything right now? Okay.
No, not right
great.
now.
Tell me everything is a bit much to say. It's like a lot of pressure, but Luke can handle it. And it's almost like you're testing someone. And I know there's so much controversy. Like, why do we have to test? Why do we have to play games? You're basically just trying to understand someone. So you throw out things, you say things, and you see how they respond. And it's just a way of getting to know one another. He's just so calm, cool, and collected. Honestly, he should be coaching.
So,
What are you feeling? Should we share a couple things? Are you allergic to like nuts or anything?
No.
Okay, do you like
have any?
peanuts? I don't have allergies.
Okay, I do
So-
like peanuts.
I do too, so can we
And
ask
then-
for extra?
Oh, okay. It's like a.
Yeah. So you
Oh,
love
I can't
peanuts.
even. This is so hard for me to watch. I called this in part 1.
Well, it turned out that you're good looking, so that's good.
Thank you.
Whoa, too much. Come on, Tiffany. This woman is being way too masculine, way too dominant. Luke doesn't need it. Luke seems like a very confident, dominant, masculine guy who seems like he probably appreciates taking charge a bit. And I think she's totally missing that. She just doesn't get it. And she's just da-da-da-da-da-da. It's not going to work. Let Luke be free. Let Luke be Luke.
Yeah. So you love peanuts.
Well,
okay.
it's good in it because it gives a little crunch, a little life to it. It's
Yeah.
just like noodles and then a crunch. I need the
Right.
crunch.
I'm glad you know a lot about food.
I'm glad they're going deeper. Okay, I didn't think they were going to do that. I can tell you already that's never going to work out. I hope it's apparent, right? If you have questions, let me know in the comments, but I hope you know why that's just incredibly dominant.
Are you that?
You're gonna have to. I am.
Do you just see, like, can we just pause on the seductive look? Like literally leaning slightly sideways, looking up, kind of like that sideways gaze up a little bit. And you actually see that in old like Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers films.
It's funny how we met. And all that's happened to us since.
You can help me with the menu.
Oh, ordering is
Yeah,
like
you
my
can just order-
expertise.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I trust
I
you.
like to think
Yeah.
it's like a talent
And
of
her
mine,
voice
Yeah.
is just
knowing what's good.
very, very
That's a-
central.
That's a difficult thing.
Yeah.
Okay. This girl's so good with flirting. Everything is the unspoken. And that's really the key with flirtation is that you can't say the obvious, but you can allude to it. And she's alluding to that she knows what's good. She's got great taste. And she's doing it while she's looking at Luke. So in a way, she's looking at Luke like a piece of steak. And he could tell that she's looking at him like a piece of steak, but she's not saying it. And when she doesn't say it, that's the seductive part. That's the unspoken. That's good. That's
Are you
skill.
hungry?
Very. Yeah.
Very.
Are you?
Yeah, I eat a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. Yeah.
That was great. Okay, that was really funny because she's like this petite woman who says I eat a lot, which is typically when you say I eat a lot, in America at least, people are self-conscious about that. No one wants to eat a lot. But when you're thin and you say it, it's just a little comical. So I thought that was a funny joke and probably true.
So
Nothing that
how
I
you
don't
look like
and
this then?
Gotta go. You work out. I like to run. So we're like
Me
so
too.
close to the park.
Yeah,
So,
where you run?
I have like a natural loop that I do.
And around the lake?
Yes. Yeah.
Me
the
too.
reservoir in the mornings
I
usually.
never
and
seen
every
you.
day.
If I see you, I'll be like, hey,
Yeah.
excuse me. No,
yeah,
I
I'm pretty sure I would
never
remember
seen you.
too. You look amazing. In such great shape.
Thank you.
Luke is super comfortable being very, very complimentary. And he's doing it in such a smooth, cool way. I'm going to double down on what I said in the last video. Luke is a bit of a player. A little bit too smooth, a little bit too good looking. They say he's not a player, but he seems quite comfortable around women. Guys don't get this smooth by just dating one woman their whole life. This guy has experience dating. Doesn't mean that he doesn't want to settle down, but I would be cautious of any guy that is this smooth. I mean, this is a guy who seems like he literally dates every single day and is just really good at it and feels so comfortable. Because the things he's saying are almost like scripts out of a movie that doesn't always come out so natural for most people.
Are you like a
Like
petite
this
guy?
little-
Do you like a girl that's a little more thick-ish? Slim thick?
Slim thick.
Slim thick is
That's
a
like
thing.
a thin waist with.
With like a little butt.
Yeah.
Okay. I am so sorry I'm tearing you apart. And I also realize that it's hard on camera. But what's happening here is qualifying, like kind of asking, am I good enough? Like I'm slim thick, whatever that is, right? But she's saying it in a way, she's trying to basically state that, yes, like I have some extra fat in certain places, but for the most part, I'm thin. I'm not sure what she's trying to say, but she's clearly talking about herself and basically asking him if he approves. It's so unnecessary and awkward. If she just assumed, regardless of her body, that she was absolutely stunningly beautiful, that would be infinitely more attractive than kind of describing your body to a guy and seeing what he thinks. That would be me trying to explain to you, yeah, do you like guys that are, kind of funny and witty, but, maybe not always funny and witty? Like, it's like, what are you trying to say? Just be yourself and appreciate yourself. It's so much more attractive. Please, everyone. Would love that.
I got shredded this last year. Like, I went like vegan and I kickboxed every day, and I was just like a 12 pack.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like kind of terrifying,
Not the
but
aspect part, but yeah, getting in shape
you're
is cool.
into it. You know
Yeah.
it.
Okay. In general, aka always, it's way more attractive to show rather than to tell. And for a guy, you don't need to tell him about how attractive your body is. So if she's trying to tell a story about how ripped she got, focus on the working out part. Don't focus on your body, because it's, again, the unspoken is more attractive. And if you have a killer body, just show it, not in an immodest way, but be able to have, men can see your body if you're wearing somewhat form-fitting clothes or short sleeves, etc. But yeah, you don't need to talk about it. And you can almost tell by Luke's reaction that he just seems a little turned off by it. That's just my thought.
Are you guys ready to order?
I think it's gonna be like a tag team effort because we didn't really look.
Okay, a little thing. This woman is crushing it. A tag team effort. She's now invoking the team emotion. And there's something about being a pair, a team. It's like role playing, like, hey, we're a team now. And just even talking about it and role playing, like, yes, we're a team, we're working on this. And I know it's something so simple, but if you can say something like that, like, hey, let's tag team on this, it can be really, really helpful. So you can start looking at yourself as a pair. And if you can imagine yourself a pair in your imagination, it becomes a greater chance of it actually happening. So I'm telling you, I don't know if she's reading a script, but doing a stellar job. By the way, if you are watching this video, I think your name's Kate. If you're watching this video, will you please email me? I would love to have you on the show and talk about like what's going through your mind, because this is just it's great. You're just naturally so appropriately seductive on
We're gonna do the
dates.
shrimp spring rolls. So we're gonna do an order of edamame, and then we're gonna share the pad thai with extra peanuts and. Can we get everything out at once, though?
Yes, of course.
Perfect. Thank you.
That was easy. I like how you take the lead.
I think he's lying. Okay, men lie, and everyone lies in situations that you're trying to be appropriate. I mean, she clearly took the lead. Luke wanted to maybe avoid any awkwardness of how awkward that was and maybe talking about it. So he picks up on it and he just approaches it head on. He's like, I like it. I don't think he does. Just based on his kind of dominance and his masculinity, I think he doesn't want that. But listen, there's anomalies out there. There's a chance that maybe, sometimes dominant relationships do work. It's just more rare.
So, tell me more things about you.
Oh, I'm in real estate. Yeah.
Real estate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm on the broker side. My main focus is working with buyers and sellers.
You're such a real estate guy, too. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't, like, you're just
So,
very...
real estate, sure.
Woo! If you're going to cold read someone like that, at least make it a positive thing. So she could have said, no, you look, real estate, you look successful. You dress very well. You're wearing fitted shirts. You just look like a real estate titan or a mogul. Like, that's a nice compliment. But when you say you look like a real estate guy, you don't want to leave things up to people's imagination. You get it. It made sense in her mind. And that's why communication is tricky, because sometimes you have to dumb down your intuitive thought into something more specific so it's not misunderstood. This is a classic example. And that's what really this show is great for, classic examples like this of just misunderstanding. If he didn't stop there, he might have just made an assumption that it was negative. People do that. It's sad, and sometimes there's misconnections because of it.
Did you come here wanting to do real estate, or?
Not really, no.
Yeah.
I moved to New York because I wanted to move to New York. Like, it's just always been a dream to live here.
Yeah.
And so I basically quit my job in Florida and doing finance and moved up here and just tried to figure out what I wanted to do. And real estate just kept
Wait, so
coming
you
up.
moved here without a job or anything?
I think I said this last time. The easiest thing that you can do to be more captivating in a conversation is actually care what someone is saying. Look at her face. This woman cares. She's interested. Just being interested in giving a crap is the easiest way to be seen as more attractive and to have someone actually want to continue talking to you and want to go out again. Now, what she's doing here is really, really cool. She realized something about his story. The most successful people that I've ever met in my life don't brag about it. They just live it. And so she's actually looking for ways to appreciate how cool he is, unless she tells him that it was dumb. We'll see what she actually says.
Wait, so
coming
you
up.
like moved here without a job or anything, or like you just
Pretty
like
much,
freeballed
yeah.
it? You were like,
Wow.
Yeah, freeballed it.
You-
Straight up. Yeah. All right.
She took a great opportunity, and she lost that great opportunity because her habitual blue jokes of just, dirty humor,
Yeah, freeballed it.
I think gets in the way. And I think Luke is he's a Southern guy. This isn't going to fly. She's not going to be saying these jokes at a Southern dinner table, probably with his family. It just doesn't seem like that. I think it's funny, but there's probably a mismatch there. And she took an opportunity to appreciate this guy for putting it all on the line, risking it, moving somewhere where he didn't know anyone, and creating this whole life for himself. I mean, Luke crushing the game, just doing really well. And when you appreciate a man for doing something that is difficult, like surmounting something, listen, that's like, guys love that. We love the feeling of overcoming challenges and feeling proud of that. So the fact that she can kind of acknowledge that in him and see that in him, that's what we want as men. Like a king wants a queen to appreciate him just as much as he appreciates her. And that's the partnership. And she's doing a great job of appreciating him until the little freeballing joke came in and she lost it and then moved on and didn't even pick back up on appreciating him.
but okay, so where are you in the process of your New York dreams right now?
Okay. I think the reason why I like this woman so much is she just seems to care, and she seems to care about the things that matter. And so already right now what she's talking about is the dream. She's literally talking about what his dreams are. And something that's a little concerning is look at Luke's energy level when he's talking about his dreams.
I don't know. I feel like it's just been like upward progression since I got here. Yeah. The city definitely teaches you a lot.
She hasn't hit it yet. She's still kind of talking to him on business level. When you hit someone's passion, Luke should be like, oh, I love Ducati motorcycles. They're so great. The feeling you get, he's a motorcycle rider. Or he should say, yes, I really want to do this. You should see it in his energy. And even if he's a low energy guy, there should still be an increase in energy when he's talking about the things he loves. Yeah, I feel like she's asking the right questions, but she's not drilling down enough to get him to change his emotions.
No, this is a place that breaks your dreams and then you remake new ones out of the pieces of your old dreams.
This is
What
where
is she
you're
trying to
supposed
say
go
here?
for dreams. This is where you make your dreams.
No.
Remind me what you do.
I am working at a finance tech startup, which is great because I can barely turn on my laptop, so it's very ironic.
By the way, it sounds like Luke has been doing nothing but living the dream. It sounds like she has had some harsh realities set in that has crushed her dreams, and she's restarted again, which prompted Luke to say, wait a second, what's your deal again? I think that's a fine thing to say if she had a quicker leap to the positive. You just got to be careful of dropping these little bombs that kind of leave this darkness of, wait, what did she just say? Wait, Try to avoid that as much as possible and keep the conversation focused, at least for a first date, on the positive.
Here's the drink menu.
So this guy can't stand my personality and wants another tequila shot, so I'm just gonna do it with him so it's less awkward.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's very funny. I mean, she just gets it, right? I think at this point she knows, listen, I'm really funny, outgoing, inappropriate. You seem incredibly reserved and smooth. And yeah, there's a mismatch, and I think she gets it. And she's self-entertaining, which I love because you're there anyway. You're being filmed for Netflix. Why not get some free drinks and enjoy yourself? That, to me, that is the essence of dating. Just find ways to enjoy the process. Maybe she can learn something new from this guy. Maybe she can just try to have fun. But if you can't have fun alone, then who can you have fun with? I mean, that's the key. And she's clearly having fun.
So do you go dancing a lot?
I don't go dancing.
Do you know how to dance?
I don't know how to dance.
Can you
I'm not a great
hop
dancer
to
at
a
all.
beat?
I mean, I can
Two-step?
work it a little bit.
Yeah.
Notice Luke just said he can't dance at all, and then he just danced in front of her, in front of the cameras.
I mean, I can
Two-step?
work it a little bit.
Yeah.
That just shows mad confidence. Again, I'm going to double down on what I said, triple down on what I said. Luke is a player. I mean, Luke goes out a ton. He's incredibly confident. I don't know Luke, and I could be totally wrong, but I'm willing to put money that I'm not.
How about you?
Oh, I'm a good dancer.
You're a good dancer?
Oh,
yeah. I'll take lessons.
Yeah. We'll have to go dancing.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. Obviously she loves to dance and he doesn't dance. And instead of saying, well, that's a deal breaker, she's like, oh, well, we can go dancing and I can teach you. I think the idea of going dancing is probably not a good suggestion for someone who said that they can't dance at all. Maybe just like chill on that and wait until you can talk to him more, give him a private lesson. But you don't want to talk about a private lesson on the first date, if you know what I mean. 2 little things I want to break down with that. The first is right after she said we have to go dancing sometime, that was a big investment. That was her asking him out on a second date. Notice her face after she said that. It was like, there was like some weight to it and kind of sensing his reaction. That's unattractive because, and I know this is so challenging, but there shouldn't be a lot of weight on the first date of whether you go out again. And if there is that pressure, it's going to be unattractive because you don't know this guy, period. And I don't care how much he seems great. You can't truly, really like someone until you get to know them a little more. And I think guys get that. And the women that put so much pressure on the first date, I mean, it just makes it feel like they haven't been on a date in many years.
I work at Estee Lauder Beauty, and then I just started a nonprofit too.
That's great.
Yeah.
The second thing, and this is going to be so applicable if you're watching this, if you do a ton of things, or if you've got a great, successful career and you can list off and it's going to take you a long time, just chill with that. And it's not about intimidating him because a confident guy won't truly be intimidating. It's more about making a passionate point and not making 20 passionate points, because 20 passionate points is overwhelming. Saying that I'm a YouTuber and a dating coach and this and that and the other, it makes it feel like I have no time for anyone or anything. Versus if I just focus on one thing. So she said, I work at Estee Lauder. Focus on the passion. Focus on what you do there and why you love it and how it's bringing out your creativity and your learning skills and the people you work with are great. Tell an exciting story, whatever. And then later, you can say, yeah, I also have this other passion. You don't have to throw it all on the table at once. And that's also being mysterious. Dropping pieces of information slowly makes it feel like, wow, there's depth to this person rather than just throwing everything out immediately.
Food's here.
Oh, yay.
Are you guys sharing?
Yes.
And the best thing on the menu.
She's
Wow,
just
really?
dominating
Oh
everything.
man, so exciting.
Wow. It's your pad
See,
thai.
look at that.
Look how pretty it is.
She's just so funny.
I might just go fingers.
Yeah, do it. I'm gonna stick with the chopsticks, but I'm just kidding.
That's so.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. This is the woman to watch right here. Now, she's like, I'm just going to use my fingers, which is, a little bit more primal, less appropriate. And he's like, yeah, I'm just going to continue staying appropriate. It's not nice. And she caught that. And she looked at him like, are you serious? She didn't look at him like, you're a jerk. She looked at him like he must be joking. And that's the appropriate response, that you must be joking, because no man that I've ever been with would ever even consider treating me like that. And if he was serious, that look gives him an opportunity to fix his action and course correct. And now he knows who he's dealing with. Now he knows he has to treat her with a little bit more care and respect and thought. And in his mind, that up-levels her value. So once again, I think this is Kate doing so well.
Wait, actually, yeah,
I'm
I'd love to
joking.
see you use your chopsticks on a summer roll.
My skills they're good.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
And now it's just so good. Now she's like, oh, okay, mister, let's put you on the stage if you want to play that game. It's playful and it's fun, but she also made the point. But then she transitioned to, listen, this was key. If you want to use your chopsticks, go ahead, because I already made my point. That way she's not actually making the guy use his fingers if he doesn't want to. This is actually difficult to teach. This is someone who has been learning this social behavior through years. It takes time to practice.
Actually, you're right, they are.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
Oh, mine are amazing. One
You
time I
would
had a person comment on how good they were.
You hold them way at the end?
No, I just lifted up like a boss.
Awesome.
She's so self-confident. She's just
No, I just lifted up like a boss.
so self-confident. Notice how the other woman was looking and with trepidation, does he want to go out with me? She's like, wait, you're not going to use your chopsticks, huh? Are you joking? Do I have to walk out of here? That is just raw, unadulterated supermodel confidence right there.
Oh, you kind of whipped him out like a professional, so now I'm nervous. Oh my God, you're
You're
holding on at
She's-
the end too? So you're like a
That's what you
real
have to-
pro.
Yeah. I mean, I can catch flies and the whole deal.
She is so good at complimenting and just finding little things to compliment. It's fun because she's doing it in a fun way. So she's not so amazed by this guy that she's looking at him like the supreme leader. She's just she's doing authentic complimenting in a funny way. And that's a good thing to practice, just authentic complimenting.
I'm using the fork,
Yes,
I don't
go
care.
for it.
I have no qualms about how I eat. I chew very loud,
Oh, no.
and that's because I enjoy the food. I don't care.
No.
So you,
Oh, no.
Literally, my sister will be like, why do you chew like that?
oh, you like smack your lips and just
Maybe,
like,
because it's flavorful.
does that help you enjoy the food?
Yeah, taste that food with more flavorfulness, mouthness. You gotta go like,
Ew. Okay.
because you can taste it.
Okay. She's just living her life authentically, and she is loving life, and that's great. I am so happy, right? If she wants to smack her lips, if she wants to eat however she wants to eat, then do it. But do not complain if you're single and you're not in a relationship and guys are not attracted to you. Don't sit there and say, I'm gonna do me and be authentic and be completely myself and totally frustrated with dating. No, that's not how the world works. We're not entitled to be in a relationship. We're not entitled to get whatever we want. Sometimes when you're living with other people, you actually have to change and you actually have to act in a way that's going to be pleasing and kind and compassionate of others. It's called not being completely self-centered. I don't think that was her intent. I think probably she got some advice along the way from people who are like, be your authentic self. If he doesn't like it, it doesn't matter. When I say those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind, I don't mean that you can just act however you want and expect people to bow down to you. That's not what I mean. I mean that hopefully you're the type of woman who wants to be a kind, compassionate, great partner, not someone who wants to do whatever you want just because it feels good to you. Listen, if you want to be in a relationship, it's hard. Sometimes it takes some work to fully compromise. So if that's the only takeaway from this entire video, please take that with you. And I love doing these videos and I want to break down more of them. I just need you to let me know if you like this. Can you please hit the thumbs up button if you liked it? If you want me to do another, let me know in the comments section. I'd love to keep doing them. I just need to hear from you that you want this. All right, Netflix, great job, by the way. The producer of this, the director, awesome job. I'm really enjoying this show. You know, it's more realistic than the other one, and it's just fun to watch. Luke is literally, it's like Luke Skywalker over here. This guy is just literally like the perfect guy on screen. But between you and I, Luke, I think I can see what's going on. You player you. In all seriousness, thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. All right, be excellent to each other.